Well, hello, everybody. Glad that you could be with us. JJ has some family business to attend to this evening, so you get us for Sunday Fun Day.
Woo.
Yay! And we'll have more people joining a little bit later on. I know Kurt's coming on a little bit later, and hopefully we'll have some other folks join as well. Tell you what, while everybody's doing their wrist checks this evening, I will go ahead and put the link in the chat here, and y'all can feel free to jump on if you want to. Just getting this copied here so we can get that done real quick. There you go. Links in the chat. So if anybody wants to hop on with us, feel free. We got plenty of room. Let's go around the room, see what everybody's wearing this evening. Let's start with our man, Nate, from sunny Florida, who was not killed in the hurricane, so that's good.
Nowhere near the hurricane, thank goodness.
Yeah,
today,
that's true.
I am wearing a very special piece that I just picked up this week. This is my Gen G-Shock.
Yes.
Hand-painted by
yeah.
the timepiece temptress herself. And absolutely loving it, and matches my shirt.
That it does.
Nice.
Very nice. That came out great, Jen. It really did.
Yeah.
It's It's the Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights on the dial, and there you go. Very
absolutely
nice.
Love it. Didn't realize that it was on the dark blue G-Shock. Makes it even better. And have been having a blast wearing it.
Good.
So thank you.
Of course.
And Gingy will do one of those for you too. You just have to ask her. So you can get with her on Instagram, Timepiece Temptress, easy for me to say, on Instagram. Go give her a holler and get your very own. Blake, what's on the wrist this evening?
I've just got my Mark 18. I kind of like wearing this.
Oh, nice.
Those are beautiful.
Watch.
Yeah, it's great.
One of the best bracelets.
Fun. Yeah, this is literally the best bracelet in the biz, I think. So it's a blue dial, so it's got the white date pop, and then I actually got the bracelet after the fact, and it's the all brushed one, which you only really see on the Mark 18 with the black dial. So it's all brushed. This one would have had like a polished inner, which I think is a little blingy. So it's kind of an odd combo, but yeah, it works.
It's got the push button adjust.
It does.
Is it same bracelet makers that work with like Glashuta or something like that? Because
I'm not sure.
Same class.
I like it because you can literally just press it and pull it, and then you could just size it up on your wrist, or like literally you don't have to take it off at all. So it's so comfortable. So
I've seen a couple of those lately.
It's a good value.
Companies have done that.
It's a good value, I think.
Miss Jen is what's on the wrist this evening.
So we will go to this.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it
upside
back.
down.
Hold on.
Fossil.
There we go. Yeah, it's my Fossil Skeletonized watch, 3-hander. So
I think that watch looks nice. I really like it.
I put it on my blue suede today because I was like, oh wait, that's an 18. I can use that on that. So thought I would
blue
try
suede shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Mr. Kurt joining us. We're doing wrist checks right now. Kurt, what's on the wrist?
The old trusty overseas silver. You know, the usual fun time. Yeah,
I see you changed the bracelet though from the bracelet to the rubber.
Yeah, that's like a 2-second ordeal. So yeah. Doesn't take much.
Because the other night when I tried to steal it from you, it was still on the bracelet.
That's correct.
Oh dang!
I try to rotate, but gosh, in Texas it's so convenient with the rubber.
We were at a watch event together a couple of weeks ago, and He let me try it on, and I tried to run, but I just wasn't fast enough.
No, that's correct. You did not run fast enough.
No. And I've just got on little Seiko Chrono this evening.
That's a great piece.
So, yeah, I
Nice.
really like this little watch. Wasn't all that expensive. Does the job. Looks nice. Comfortable to wear. So I enjoy this one. So let's see who is with us this evening. If I can find the mouse cursor and get it on the right thing. First of all, our first super chat of the evening from Bill D. You had me at hello. What? No Duco? Yeah, Duco's taking a few weeks off from streaming, but we'll have him back not too long from now. He's got a lot of family stuff. He's grounded. That's right. We've got Marcelo time. Thank you so much, bro, for earlier today. Probably aimed at JJ because I have no idea what he's talking about. But you're welcome, even though I had nothing to do with it. We've got Trap Vision in the house. Hey, Trap. Evening to you too. Show Nuff's in the house. Let's go, baby. Absolutely. Some dude named the Ghost of Yiddish Gambino. Have no idea
Sounds
who
like
that
an
is.
asshole.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's in the chat this evening. Caliber YQG, thank you so much for being here. Some dude named Lonely Wrist is in here as well. Lonely Wrist best friend Bubba Hotep is in there. How are you doing, Bubba? Glad that you're in this evening. We have Thomas in here. This is nice. He was talking about Jen's watch that Nate is wearing tonight. So we thank you for the compliment and for being here tonight. Ryan Hofrey, again, no Duco sacrilege. I'm sorry. You're stuck with me, and I know I'm not as beautiful as Duco, and I have no hair and all of that stuff, but you'll just have to live with it.
You know what? Just because he misses Duco, I'll just say it. Hi, honey. Is it okay if I hang out on YouTube with my friends for a few minutes? Is it okay? Is it all right if I promise I'll come in to do the dishes in a few.
I thought last time he said I'll come and give you a foot massage later.
Yeah.
Your friend Mikey is in the chat. Good evening, your friend Mikey. We'll catch up with you guys in a few. Hope everyone is well. We are. Everyone is well.
Mhm.
Upvote or face serious consequences, says our man Kurt.
That's right.
Good Lord, I can't talk tonight. It's a good night to host a show because I can't say a word. We have a couple of good reasons to upvote this evening, though, and that is because we have a couple of unboxings. Blake has an unboxing at 40 upvotes. I know there's only 36 watching. It'll grow. Go get your friends in here. Get your troll account. Start upvoting. 40 upvotes, and we will have an unboxing from Blake. 60 upvotes, and we will have an unboxing from Nate. So tell your friends to join the stream. Tell your friends to upvote, and you guys all upvote as well. We're going to have, and they're two really good unboxings. So I'm not messing around tonight. These are good unboxings. You will want to see them. You will want to upvote. As soon as we get to those upvotes, we will do some unboxings for you. Because quite frankly, I have nothing to talk about tonight. It's all on you guys. You guys talk all you want. We got Space G in here. Thank you so much. Got to handle an ALS Sax-O-Matic today. Huh. Anybody know what that? I'm clueless on that.
It's a fantastic watch. It's the only current Longa automatic, actually. Yeah, they're fantastic.
Whoa.
Beautiful rotor, and then the amazing engravings and finishing on the movement. Just fantastic piece.
Very nice. We have a member chat from Kurt. 3 years, get on my level.
Nice.
Well, I'll be on your level in about a year, but then you'll be on 4 years. So I'll never be on your level.
There's no new, you don't get a new icon for that. I need a new icon for that.
So very good. Nice being in 3 years. Basil's is here. Brakes are good. Okay, I agree. And
Depends what's broken.
I think he was talking about Duco.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Duco is taking a break, but he will be back. So don't worry about that. We've got Mitch in tonight. Hey, Mitch, how are you?
All right, guys.
So
Hi,
what's on the wrist tonight, man?
I still haven't separated myself from my Longines Pilot Magitech.
Very nice.
Dropping my iPad. Can't do two things at once.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That's a nice watch too. How long have you had that?
Oh, about 8 months.
Sweet. So you got it not too long after it came out.
It's been out, I think, for longer than that.
Yeah. I think it's been out for about a year.
Yeah, there was availability problems at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a great watch. If those who don't know anything about it, it's a reissue, right, of a watch from, I want to say, either the 50s or the 60s, right?
No, it was 1935.
Wow.
Well, wow.
For the Czech Air Force. Who knew there was even an Air Force in 1935? Not to mention a Czech Air Force, but it was before World War II. I guess they were still flying.
Very cool. That is very nice. So we can talk about the watch market being dead, which that's what JJ put together when I just told him. He said, "What do you want to talk about?" I said, "I have no idea. Just put something up there and we'll talk about it."
It's sad.
So we can talk about that for a little while. We've also got some, obviously, we said unboxings coming up. Need your upvotes. First unboxing at 40, second unboxing at 60. And we've also got, we can look at some new releases, although there wasn't a lot of exciting new releases this week, to tell you the truth. I wasn't really blown away by anything, but we can also do that.
Yeah.
So let me first of all, and I think Nate is probably the most familiar with this, and Blake probably second most familiar with the state of the watch market right now, because I know, Nate, you sell some of your watches in this current market. Blake has worked in the business before this current market, but obviously he keeps up with it. What do you guys think of the future, the near-term future of the watch market?
My view is that, and I'll say something that no one else has said before, it is dropping. And I think it's a good thing for collectors. There are so many pieces that I have been able to pick up and add to the collection and experience over the last year and a half that there is
we know
0% chance that I would have been able to do before. So anybody who is getting in for investing purposes, I have some swampland in Florida that might be better for you. But if you're in it for the hobby and you're in it for collecting and being able to experience these little, pieces of art, man, it's a great time.
I second that. If you're in this hobby for the right reasons of collecting, and if you enjoy watches and horology, then the market fluctuations don't really matter. I think personally, it's always nice to, if you buy a watch at retail and it doubles or triples or something, that's always cool. But people who buy watches and say they're investments, it disappoints me to hear stuff like that. Because we're all in this hobby for the right reasons, I would think. But I'm definitely glad that it's coming back down. It's been long overdue. The hype market cannot sustain itself. And now maybe people like us will really have a chance to get Daytonas or GMTs or, watches that we desire. And so I hope that it goes even further down personally. So.
Well, yeah, I think your hopes are going to be fulfilled there, at least for the next, I would say, 6 or 7 months. I will, just to say I told you so. I think maybe about a year ago when I came on, I said that the value buy that's out there is if there's something in gold or another precious metal that you are looking for, it was the time to start getting into them. And from all the data and the analytics that I've seen, the only part of the market that's actually sort of sustained itself has been the precious metal market. Not for the hype pieces, Cookie Monster crashed through the floor, Rolex and precious metals crashed through the floor, but those interesting pieces that are out there, the Piguets, the Cartiers, if you're willing to, take a little bit of a risk and go find an older Roger Dubuis or some of these really amazing brands that have gotten overlooked, the precious metal watches was the place to grab them. And with gold having, gone up so much over the last year, I still think there's value to be had there. It's just not as much as it was a year ago.
Yeah, you say that with the precious metals, though, as far as Rolex precious metal goes, aren't those the only watches that are still consistently above retail on the secondary?
No.
No.
It's for Rolex in terms of precious metal, and anyone feel free to correct me on this, but it's a handful of models and a handful of dials. I mean, you can go get a date 840 in yellow gold with a champagne stick dial now, or a champagne Roman dial for 10,000 below retail. Mm-hmm. There's the olive greens and the new ombre dials, and those specialty kind of date eights that are still trading above retail or at retail. There are still some of the Daytonas that are selling well above retail. What is it, Pikachu and whatnot, those are selling above retail. But you can go and grab yourself a white gold blue dial Daytona, that bright sunburst blue dial with the red accents, on a bracelet for in the 30s now. See it all day long. You can get a all gold Sky Dweller on the secondary market for 25-30% below retail if you really look hard enough.
That's got to be because retail's high, right? That just, you remove so much of the market, right? The whole point with steel is people are willing to do that. They're pricey, but they're not that pricey compared to
but the Sky Dweller green dial right now is still that mint green, I think it is, or the turquoise green dial on a steel Sky Dweller is still selling at a $10,000-$11,000 premium on the secondary market. You're pretty much pushing into gold Sky Dweller territory on a rubber strap for that, and gold Sky Dweller territory on a bracelet for just a little bit more than that. I mean, and if you're willing to go white gold, white gold has always been the dog of the Rolex line, so you can find those all day long. Yeah, Mobster commented that yellow gold full subs are selling below retail. Absolutely. And I think they only have a little bit more to go down, honestly. All of the hype models that are in precious still have more to go down.
What is it? Two-tone first? Two-tone dies first, and then gold, and then...
I don't know the order. Again, though, the two-tone bluesy, brand new reference, the 126613 LB is still at or just above retail, while the all golds are down, and the white golds are 7, 8, 10,000 below retail. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I think the Smurf too fell pretty hard too, which I think is a beautiful Submariner.
It is.
Especially when it's 10K below or so.
Yeah,
Jen, what were you going to say?
How many things become more beautiful the cheaper they get.
Yeah.
I think that yellow gold will always be worth less globally because you have a large Middle Eastern market that will not buy yellow gold because of religious reasons. So they're very big on rose gold. And white gold is usually a premium for Rolex, from what I know of. When you buy it at retail, it goes for more than their yellow gold models. But I've heard, and you guys can confirm this or not, but I've heard that Rolex is really clamping down on steel production and trying to drive the precious metal market up.
You hear that, but they build factories. So if they're building a factory,
Right.
they're going to try to increase volumes, which means they want to make money. I would imagine steel
I,
isn't going
I
to
think,
The
I think,
margins on gold are higher.
yeah, I think that too. Obviously, Rolex purchases, when they're sourcing their raw materials, they purchase big amounts of raw materials. So, like, for example, when that deep sea came out in all gold, I was like, oh, they must have purchased a lot of yellow gold. And they have it at a really low cost basis, probably. So,
They have their own foundry. I mean, they have their own precious metal foundry. So yeah, they're buying the raw gold, but I mean, they're not. None of it's getting farmed out to actually get made into the 18 karat.
The question that I have is that you hear all of the talk about what the current market is doing and what the future market may do with respect to the pre-pandemic market. The question that I have is, will the market go below the pre-pandemic levels?
I hope so.
I think it's going to.
I think in some cases we're pretty much even with the pre-pandemic levels, aren't we? Or
Yeah.
pretty close
Yeah.
to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, other than things like the Daytona and the Pepsi GMT and steel, which pre-pandemic were selling at 1.5x and are still above that now. Pretty much everything else is going to be at or below pre-pandemic pricing in the near future, and it's great. Space, that's a great comment.
Yeah.
Collector without enthusiasm is just a hoarder. That's absolutely right, in my opinion, as somebody who is both.
Yeah.
Don't
Yes,
ask me about my Santos Dumont.
So that means a hoarder with enthusiasm is a collector.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead.
go ahead, Jen.
I was just listening to what Teddy Baldassar had posted, I think today. And he did a sweeping overview of the market and how it shifted within the last 5 years to try to kind of get an idea of why it happened and where it's at now. And the Chinese market, the yuan is taking a dump right now, and that is majorly affecting the market. Rolex had over some ridiculous number of dealerships just in China. They were a huge market for them. And
yeah, over 150 dealers.
A lot of that. Yeah, and they've lost quite a few of those dealers just because people don't have the money to buy it anymore. You got to remember, that's a 3 billion person society. That's a third of the planet that is hurting right now,
I think Rolex, I could be wrong, but it's just my speculation. They've been trying to prop and hold up the market for as long as they can. And it's a combination of not having a disposable income, probably political things going on in the world, right? Wars, obviously we don't talk politics here. But that might be doing it. Obviously, we have an election coming up. People hold on to their money. People are scared of what's going to happen. And then essentially people just getting tired of the same bullshit, It's pretty, in my opinion, very disrespectful to say that my money is better than somebody else's money or vice versa, that their money is better than my money. It all spins the same. It's all the same, Yeah. So the fact that they're selecting their customers, right, and choosing who they want to sell watches to and don't. And most of the time, the flippers get the watches. It's not the real collectors that get the watches. You go look on Chrono 24 and you see 1 million Submariners or 1 million Daytonas, but I, as a collector, cannot go in and buy a Daytona, So, I don't know.
Follow the money.
Yeah. Who doesn't do this collecting for the love of watches and not hoarding so much? But I have to admit that I have a lot of shoes also, which is obviously another collecting slash love slash maybe hoarding also kind of situation. Says I have too much invested in watches, but I only look to buy. So, he's not looking to sell any, but he's still looking to buy and add to the collection. But, in my case, because, I continue to look to buy, yes, I'm selling some watches, yes. But my main point in when I look is I'm always looking to see what is the next thing down the pike. I don't consider myself a hoarder because I also sell some, and I also love watches. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, I've got 6 going out the door in the next 48 hours.
Sweet. How many Santoses is that?
How many Santoses are going out the door in the next 48 hours?
Because if you let them all go at once, the price will crash. The market will be flat.
I'm sorry, Kurt. Each one is completely different than the other. I have no ability to impact the market.
It's just like you completely cornered the Santos market.
No, but I hear that when you build your infinity gauntlet with the Santoses, that when you snap your fingers, half the watches in the world are going to go to dust. So beware.
I think he should.
I think he's selling 6 watches to get 1 more Santos.
Nope. I'm selling 6. I have 6 watches going out the door to bring in 3.
3 Santoses. I'm sorry.
Nope, not 3 Santoses. I'm not going to say there are none, but
oh, good Lord. We want to thank REG.
He still has a few more to get. So let's be honest. He's going to buy another Santos.
That's true. There's still some Santos Pokemons out there that he hasn't gotten.
I am not buying another Santos.
Thank you. So no, you're buying several. Thank you, REG, for $5 Californian. Can't hop on tonight. Love to all. Asking for a friend. What's the best watch to wear with Diddy's lube?
I have the answer to this question. No, I have the answer to this question.
Oh, God.
There is only one watch to wear.
No,
you all know what it is.
Don't you dare.
Oh, an Invicta.
The purple Invicta.
REG, this is all your fault, but we love you anyway. And have a good night tonight. I know you can't hop on, but thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it.
I wonder how many people who have what I call the collector's gene only collect one thing. Because almost everyone that I know who is a collector has at least a small collection of one or more other things than their main focus.
Yeah,
so it's interesting.
It's an OCD. Look, the whole concept, and I was talking to my therapist about it this week, is that the whole concept of collecting falls into some form of hyperfixation, some form of ADHD, some form of OCD tendencies. We all have become, look, there's 50-something people and the 6 of us sitting online right now talking about wristwatches. Hey, boy, it's Mr. GMT.
Mr. GMT, speaking of collecting, he also collects Superman. So there you go. Welcome.
Thank you. The fact is, we're all hyper fixated on it. Jen G just said, she was watching a video from Teddy Baldassar earlier today. I watched the exact same one, plus probably about 7 or 8 others on this Sunday. As we are on this stream right now, I am in the middle of scrolling through 2071 watches from a Japanese dealer called Ginza-Racing on YouTube or on eBay, who's running a really great 10% coupon up to $1,500 off each of his watches. So I'm sitting there multitasking both tasks having to do with watches. If this is not a mental disorder of some form, that I don't know what is. And Mitch, to your comment, I will answer that by saying 4 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago, I had 0 pairs of cufflinks. Today, that is not the same as what it was 6 weeks ago, because one of my Santos Dumonts came with a matching set of white gold Falcon Eye cufflinks, and I said to myself, they're white gold cufflinks. I have all of these other colored watches. Of course I need to have every kind.
So I don't feel so stupid before we get to Madman Super Chat. When I got the I've got an event coming up in a couple of months, and one of the reasons that I got the Carl F. Bucherer with the rose gold markers in it was for that event, and I'm wearing a French cuff shirt, and I got a pair of rose gold cufflinks to match the watch. So they come in tomorrow, by the way. So
yeah,
you know,
my therapist thinks that I'm always in a manic episode from like bipolar disorder, because like, you know, that can lead to like, you know, crazy spending habits, and I'm just like, I just enjoy it, you know. And maybe I could be in a manic episode, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I like watches.
Madman, $10. And Madman also said, nice, Robert, on the cufflinks. Great discussion. Moldy Yiddish cheesecake, spitting facts. I think the market is nowhere near the bottom yet, personally. Panel, any thoughts or experiences on the blacked out Zenith Pilot Chrono?
I give it a thumbs up.
Blake, you want to, if you have a chance, could you pull that up for me, and I'll bring it on there.
Let me close my my VLC real quick.
Are you talking about the flyback ceramic?
There's a flyback, and then I think there's just a ceramic three-hander.
He was looking for the Chrono. I've got it right here.
Oh, okay. You just hit on. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a beautiful looking watch.
That's nice. Yeah, that's really nice.
So here's the real question. Why is there no price?
I think it's around 9, if I remember correctly. Let's see.
Madman, join a group called Moda 10K and Under on Facebook, and if you want this one for probably far less than the retail price, you'll be able to get it.
It's actually okay. It's 13.9. Way off.
You can get
hard issues.
13, yeah.
Yeah,
13.9 for 10 on Joma Shop.
I wouldn't buy this on Joma Shop. I'm a huge kind of proponent against Joma Shop in certain circumstances, because there's a better alternative, and Nate just mentioned it. Go to Moda, find a secondhand dealer who purchased it from an AD who, you know, drove the car off the lot, and hopefully it'll still be under factory warranty. You know, don't buy this new on Joma Shop, you know.
Basil's Bezels is right. When you're buying on Moda, and as somebody who hold on, I just need to make sure my wife is not standing behind me. As somebody who has bought and sold approximately a $500,000 of watches in the Moda group over the last 5 years, allow me to say that you absolutely need to do your due diligence on there. Make sure that you're getting reference checks from established dealers. But for me, and again, I've been a Moda in their paid group, a lifetime member since 2019 when it first started. I have to say that it is the closest thing I could describe it as is blockchain. I don't mean Bitcoin. I mean like blockchain. It is a self-verifying source because nobody that actually buys and sells a lot of watches on that group is willing to screw anybody else over, because the penalty for having done so, of getting kicked out of that group, is going to be death to your business. So that's the best way I can say to describe it is, you know, when you get vouched, there are people who have, you know, vouched for other sellers in the group, and when the deal has gone south, has stroked a check for the full amount of real tens of thousands of dollars to make good on somebody else that they had done business with before. And then that person is dead to you. for
I
life.
stick to the same Moda dealers over and over because I buy a lot of watches from Moda myself personally.
Yep. If anybody has questions in terms of Moda, reach out to Blake, reach out to me in the WhatsApp group, which you can join from becoming a bronze level or above member of the Watch Hangout. And we can give you a list of names of people that we would probably personally vouch for with our own money.
And want to thank Bubba Hotep for the $5 super chat. My therapist is my Rolex AD manager. She sells me a Rolex every few months for my mental health. I love my therapist.
It's probably cheaper
That's
than a real
hell of a
therapist.
copay. That's a hell of a copay you're paying.
And from our friend Patrick, Pocket Watch Time, I don't think the market is near bottom either. When people can't flip relatively common watches anymore for a profit, the simple consumers will fall off and the market will suffer the consequences. What do you guys think about that?
I disagree. I agree, but I also disagree because I think the hype, knowing that you're buying something and immediately have equity, is what drives people to buy it, right? So if you're buying a watch and you're not getting immediate equity, like people just don't want it anymore, and that will bottom the market out a lot quicker than Rolex playing games. Just my 2 cents.
Right. The other component, sort of on the other hand of that, is that the market in 2024, 2025 is so much bigger than it was even 5 years ago, and having nothing to do with the hype, just having to do with people learning about and coming into the sort of the collecting sphere, and the availability and ability to get some amazing pieces at even at retail at good prices. I think that everybody who thought that the Apple Watch was the death of the mechanical watch, or that the iPhone was the death of the mechanical watch, it's really become the opposite. I see the folks that I work with as an old guy at 50. Watch Robert suddenly grab his chest with that comment, but there are guys that I work with that are in their 20s and early 30s who come and tell me about, hey, you know what, I just got a Speedmaster, or I just got there's a guy that I work with in his early 30s. He's got a Speedmaster. He's picked up a Seamaster, wound up getting an Explorer 2 from Polar from his AD. And again, he's paid retail for those. He's become part of the sphere, and it has nothing to do with the hype or anything else like that. It has to do with sort of the fascination with these little crazy mechanical devices. There are women at my work. They're like, I want to get a Cartier.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know what percentage of the market is made up by what we would call collectors, what by flippers, and who by sort of casual buyers who either just want one watch for life or, may or may not become collectors in the future. I think collectors tend to overestimate the percentage of the market for these little doodads that are purchased by collectors.
I do think if marketing teaches us anything, that the Rolex market is just completely monopolized by people who buy one, right? Like there's just it's dominated by people who buy one, right? The crown for every occasion, right? It's the person who hits a milestone. It's the person who wants one watch, or it's the person who wants the watch that their dad wore but modern, right? Like collectors, the flippers, that all kind of is different. Actually, it's really interesting because I think people who would have bought a Rolex and kept it felt like they had to flip when they were making a bunch of money on them, right? Like it's hard to buy something for $10,000, have it be worth $20,000 and not take the money. That's a discipline.
Especially something that you have the ability to get again.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the one thing in terms of my own buying and selling over the last 3 or 4 years. That's really been the mindset. It's the stuff that you'll be able to go find tomorrow. Whether you're buying it pre-owned or just going back on the list and getting it after a few months or whatever from the AD, versus finding the unique pieces. It's like the number of times I've had a ceramic sub in my collection is more than fingers on my hand, and it always goes out because I can get at least what I paid for it, or pretty much what I've paid for it, back out of it, and typically to go buy something else that's unusual, that's going to be harder to find. Some
Nate,
weird Gerald Genta jump hour piece. I mean, how often are you going to find that?
Nate, there was a question from Madman about, do motor dealers ship to Australia, because that's where he is?
There are some that do. You're going to wind up paying for the label, and you're going to wind up paying for the label, or you're going to wind up providing the shipping label, which is typically what I do. When I whoever's sending the watch, it's the other party that provides the insured label, because that's now on you rather than on the shipper. At that point, you've paid for the label, you've gotten the insurance. The problem with and why when I sell, I have never sold overseas anywhere other than to Canada, is the customs and duties are a huge pain in the ass.
Yep.
You never know exactly what's going to happen. And also, if you're selling anything or buying anything that has an exotic strap, whether it's ostrich or alligator or whatever, you want to make sure that you are not buying that with the watch. You're going to make sure that the person is shipping it separately, because the worst thing that could ever happen is, especially, and actually this is usually coming into the United States, but it's also going out sometimes too, is if they find a watch with an alligator strap that they can't verify meets all of the international treaties and whatnot, it's not like they're going to take the strap and send you the watch. The whole thing gets tied up. And I've heard horror stories about watches that have gotten tied up for months or just never delivered at all.
Can't you not ship? Isn't it like California? You basically can't ship alligator to at all.
I have no idea. I've never had a problem shipping domestically. Nobody ever looks.
No, that's the other thing, is nobody's looking, right? But I'm pretty sure like brands can't sell certain alligator watches or alligator straps in California.
I had an alligator strap. A watch that I purchased. Ironically, Nate, it was my Hublot I was telling you about. It came on the rubber with the alligator inlay. Ooh. And I got a call from FedEx, and they were like, "Oh, we see that there is like animal skin." I don't remember exactly what the FedEx person said, but they were like, "Oh, we see that there's animal skin on this," and they're like, "Is there animal skin?" And I was like, "They told me that there wasn't," because I have the messages. I screenshotted the messages, and they were like, "Oh, the price is so cheap because it's just the watch head," but they had the picture, of course, on the strap, the alligator. Because I was like, "Oh, I'm getting the cheapest one in the world, and I'm getting an alligator strap, which is like a $570 strap at Hublot." Mm-hmm. Anyways, so when the watch arrives, I send them the screenshots of the chat. "Oh, there's no strap, da 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 da." They're like, "Oh, okay, I'm so sorry." They uploaded a new customs form where it says watch head only, and they just declared the value of the movement or whatever. Anyways, watch arrives, and it's on the alligator strap, and I'm like, "I love you. You're awesome." Oh.
So the FedEx person is like, the FedEx person is like, "It's not on an animal skin strap, right?" And you're like, "Of course not. Okay, we're gonna send that to you."
I didn't know, but I was going back and forth with the seller, and I was like, "Okay, so I'm going to get it for cheaper because it doesn't have the strap." They're like, "No, that's the reason why it's the cheapest one, because there's no strap." Anyways, so win-win.
It was illegal until 2023 when a judge ruled that California can't block that.
So there you go.
Thanks to Truthbot in the chat.
We want to remind folks that we've got 2 unboxings tonight. The first one is at 40 upvotes. The second one
Almost
is
there.
at 60 upvotes. We're almost to 40. So get those troll accounts out. If you haven't upvoted yet, please do so. And we're going to have us a couple of unboxings tonight. They're both really good unboxings. They're both very, very nice watches. You're going to want to see them. We do have 62 now watching. So if everybody upvotes, we can get to that 60 with no problem at all. And we will have 2 unboxings for you. Want to thank Ryan Hopefrey for joining us tonight. And excuse me, he's giving us kind of an update on his health. He's been in the hospital for a while. I'm assuming, Ryan, that you're out of the hospital now, but that your leg is still not doing all that great. So we wish you the best, and we hope that you heal quickly. Let us know, Ryan, if I'm assuming, like I say, you're out of the hospital. You weren't last week, but I think you got out during the week. So let us know if you are finally out of the hospital, and we wish you all the best. Now back to our watch market talk while we wait for a couple of more upvotes to come in and have our first unboxing.
Already.
You got them. Well, let me get you into position here. Let me get you to assume the position. And there is Mr. Blake, and we'll do our first unboxing.
Comes in a Pelican case. No, so
torque wrench. Oh, sorry.
What's that?
I said it's a torque wrench. No, I'm just...
Oh yeah. I got it at Harbor Freight, but no. So I saw this watch
Limited
really long.
edition Disney Invicta.
Yeah, it could be. I saw this watch a really long time ago, and I fell in love with it. And at the retail price at the time, I think it was like $3,900. And I was like, no way. I am buying that for $3,900. I'm not really a huge fan of it's a collaboration watch. I'm not really a huge fan of the brand that they collaborated with to produce this, but the watch is super badass. So let me stop teasing you.
Oh,
nice.
I was going with Invicta X Daniel Wellington, but
and I was talking about it was super stealthy, and tell me that's not very stealthy, or that is stealthy. And it's super light. I mean, the entire watch I think is around like 60 or 65 grams, so it's stupid light. It's a forged carbon. I don't know if you can see forged carbon.
Yeah, you can definitely see it.
With a titanium core, limited to 250 pieces. It's a GMT, Mr. GMT, and it's a Swiss GMT. So I saw it on Joma. So thank you, Hodinky, for unloading your watches on Joma Shop, because I will happily buy it there. Retailed $3,900, and it was $1,450 on Joma Shop.
$14.50.
I wish. $450. And I also had a coupon, and then I'm also a Joma Shop affiliate, so I use my own affiliate portal. So I got additional 10% on that. So yeah, this is it.
It looks great. It almost looks like it's bioceramic.
It could be. It could
not
be. I don't know.
bioceramic.
It's plastic. No, it's. And I mean,
I joke.
It's got some good bezel action. The only thing I do hate is the dial light, or the bezel colors.
The dial. Oh, okay, sorry.
I wish they did something more like pronounced at the 0, at the midnight, because I'm literally like having to like turn and like look,
Yeah, it's kind of like with that ceramic Tudor, right? With that, it's that all black ceramic Tudor. It's like it's gorgeous, but that bezel's just a little weird. You can't see where the 0 is.
Yeah. So
awesome.
This is what I got.
That's cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I like that watch a lot.
I've been wearing it. It's when I was moving, and for those of you who know, I mean, this is my transitional space for now, but I'm in the process of moving. I wore this watch throughout the entire move because it was light. I didn't feel it. It felt good. I think if you can wear a watch during a move, it's a good indicator of practical use, right? The most uncomfortable time in your entire life. If you can wear a watch during that moment, you should be okay.
Absolutely. It's also very brave for you to come and talk about your transition.
Yes, my transitional space. So my entire room is in transition.
I hate all.
That's what they all say. Well, congratulations. That is a great watch. And I mean, you don't really have to worry about the carbon case getting all beat up because, those are pretty tough. Certainly resist scratches and that kind of thing. And it's got that titanium core, so you're not going to really have to worry about any damage to the movement if you knock it around a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, and I could definitely see myself wearing it because I was in the market for something carbon. I just love that carbon polymer kind of texture where every watch case is different. So yeah, I was in the market for one. I just didn't want to pay for one, and this fit the box. So
yeah, your friend Bubba. It starts with the room, then.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. This is a safe space, Space G. It is indeed.
Thank you guys for supporting my transition from bipolar watch collector to whatever I'm transitioning to.
Yeah, that's what we all want to know. We want to thank Pedro for joining us this evening. Hey, guys. Thank you so much, Pedro. We appreciate you being in here. And just a reminder, we do have another unboxing coming at 60 upvotes. So get those upvotes in. We'll have another unboxing hopefully shortly. I'm going to refresh and see how many we have total here now.
We have 45. Right now.
Yep, 45. So little ways to go, but let's keep those upvotes rolling.
Little tease.
Uh-oh. It's a white box.
Let me see.
Well, let's give everybody a little reminder about upvoting. Why don't we?
Hey, everybody. It's time to upvote. Woo! Look, I can even do it. Watch. There. It was that easy. All I needed to do is to upvote. That's all you need to do. It doesn't even take a wiggle of your finger or even just a wiggle of one of my teeth here to upvote. Just do it.
There you go. Just do it. And when we get to 60, we'll have a big time unboxing from our friend Nate and his white box.
We got to do we got to clip the Brad Pitt. Like, what's in the box? What's in the box?
Yeah, I don't have that, but yeah.
We can clip it.
Well, I think we know.
I'll pull something together.
I think we know what's in the box. We just don't know what's in the box. You might got to remember a few unboxings ago, he unboxed that purple Invicta in a was it a Patek Philippe box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? John Doe has the upper hand.
It was the great movies of 1996, 97.
That's correct.
I'm working on some stuff to load into our StreamYard.
Very good. So let me ask Jen a couple of things because you've been fairly silent this evening. Okay. What's going on with you and your painting and your dial painting and all of that stuff now that we've gotten a actual review of your first dial painting attempt, which Nate bought from you? What's going on?
I have the other next watch coming along with supplies, so it is already been idealized, so I know what I'm going to do to it. It's just a matter of getting everything here to do that. So Hopefully within the next week or two, I'll have another watch to sell. So
That'll be cool. And
And
we'll have
again,
a
I'll say it's an absolutely fantastic watch. The paint job on it is really great and it's really unique. It's weird. I usually wear other watches than a G-Shock, although I have a couple of those. But this one is just absolutely fantastic. The lume is still great on it, even after the paint job. So it receives, if anybody has access to it, I would say in his absence, I will still give this the JJ seal of approval.
good.
As I see Robert looking at his screen to go find it.
yes. There we go. The
Oh,
JJ seal of approval. We have many of them.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
This
getting
is
ready to
my
finish this
favorite, of
video.
course.
So we're gonna have to play it before Nate's unboxing.
But so keep getting those upvotes in, folks. And we will have an unboxing at 60 upvotes of Nate's brand new watch.
Yeah, this was a very exciting one to get for me. I've been looking at it for a long time, and it's not a Bell & Ross.
No, it is not a Bell & Ross.
Well,
0 upvotes. That's
we-
stupid.
And that's not the one. That's the one I wanted to pull up. Blake Ray, huge kudos, respect, dude, from our man Ryan Hofrey.
Thank you.
So congratulations. Mikey, welcome to the room. I am 48.
Upvote
Does that
number
mean
48.
you're the upvote 48 or your age 48? I
Maybe
don't know.
all of it.
Could be. I don't know. And just a reminder that if you want to get in the WhatsApp group with the rest of us on here, you can become a member of the channel, and that is bronze and above, which I believe they did away with the steel tier, so I think the lowest tier is now bronze. So any member of the channel now, bronze and above, can get into the WhatsApp group. We certainly hope that you'll join and take advantage of that. I'm not sure if we're having a race tonight. I'm hoping that we have a race tonight, but our race master has been cutting trees off of his property for the last 3 days. He does finally have power back on, but he has no water. So he may not be joining us tonight. If that is the case, then we will do a race at the next possible live stream that he can join us and run that race. And speaking of members, we want to thank Kurt for gifting 5 Watch Hangout memberships. And those memberships go to Kino Pravda, Patrick B., Richie, Scratchy, and Malthread. There we go. I had trouble seeing that with my poor eyes. But congratulations to you guys. We're glad that you are now members. We hope that in a month you'll renew that membership at the bronze level or above and join us on the WhatsApp group. But Kurt, thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate it.
Yeah, just don't be a jerk in the chat. No, I'm kidding. We're good.
Nah. Tariq
No,
Ali is
no insulting the cap.
Yeah. Tariq Ali is just fine. No problems on his end as far as his health or that kind of stuff. A lot of his trees on his property got hammered, and so he's been cutting those down. He's also been helping a lot of his neighbors who have the same deal, so he's been out with them, helping them out, and he's doing fine. He's doing fine. Like I say, he's got his power back on, still waiting for water to come back on, and he's doing great. No damage to his house or anything like that. So just trees. So he's doing great. Just, that's one of the things living in Florida near the coast. You never know when this is going to happen, but it's going to happen. That's the thing. One of these days is going to happen. Unfortunately, his part of Florida, it's happened a lot in the last couple of years.
Yep. We've been real lucky on the southeast side for probably 7-8 years. I do not envy those who live on the West Coast. They continuously keep getting whacked, and it's horrible.
Yep. And we want to thank Space G for the $1 super chat. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate that. That'll get you into the next race, whenever that may be. If it's tonight, it'll be tonight. If it's Tuesday night, it'll be Tuesday night. And if not, then it'll most likely be next Friday. But all of you will be in a race as soon as we have one. So don't worry about that. So let's check. How's our upvote count going along here? Let's see.
We are at 49.
49. So 11 more upvotes. 11 more upvotes. And we will have our next unboxing. There's 61 of you watching. So if all of you upvote, we'll be at 60. A beautiful white box that's ready to be opened.
Speaking of natural disasters,
Uh-oh.
can we talk about the Christian Ward dusk diver?
Oh,
Yeah, let me pull up some pictures of that because I think I've got that on here.
hold on, I'm going to board
It's
up my
pretty
windows
great.
before we see this.
Oh, stop.
Let's see if I can get a.
You're the one who called it you compared it to the disaster in Florida.
I
We're talking
mean,
about-
y'all hate it, so I figured I would just play into your hand,
That's right. No, I was thinking of now I'm just picturing Ollie's trees all getting drunk because he said they got hammered. And see, this is
Oh, no.
this is why I'm not welcome on the show. This is why I'm not welcome.
That's right. Congratulations. That joke has now progressed to dad joke, and the way that we can all tell is it became apparent.
Oh,
Ay.
this is
I have
painful.
0 children and I still laugh. That's good.
Oh,
Your life is basically over when all your friends are like, "Oh, you like dad rock?" Great. Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually related to the guy that wrote the joke. Doctor, it hurts when I do this. Don't do this.
oh no.
In vaudeville, yeah. Famous vaudeville team of Smith and Dale.
It sounds.
So did you find it? Did you find the wonderful Christian Wood?
I've got it. I'm just looking for the right thing to. Well, I don't understand why that's not showing up on my. Okay, I'm going to bring this picture up and we'll look for a better one.
What is this?
This is the Christian Ward, Christopher Ward,
I can't believe you
Desk-
corrected yourself.
desk diver. Here we go. That's a better picture.
No, I don't think it's a better
It's a-
picture. It got closer and clearer.
It's
No,
closer.
no. Go back to the last one.
So the outside bezel has like coffee time, mental breakdown. It goes through a bunch of different things like throughout your workday. So it's pretty funny.
I think it's a
That was
cute
clever.
concept. It was very expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive for cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
But we don't have to worry about it because it's sold out.
Oh, God.
So
What do
even if
we
you
know?
wanted it, you can't get it.
I bet you
until it
Nate
goes
Dogg
up
Dog
anyway.
bought-
I bet you Nate Dogg bought all of them and then lit them on fire in his backyard.
Let me say that this, when you said that it was really expensive, and this again just goes to show how disturbed we all are in the hobby. I went and saw what the price is for this thing, and I was just like, okay, it's not cheap, but it's not like nearly as offensively expensive as some things are in this hobby. Like there's some absolute garbage out there for
Oh, sure. Yeah.
thousands upon thousands of dollars, including kitschy garbage. Atelier when.
Yeah.
But like, you know, this is was it $1,200 on the rubber strap, $1,400 on the bracelet. Wouldn't be how I would choose to spend my money, but you know, I could see somebody with more money than sense spending it on this.
It's
I
it's
can agree
another
with this
second
statement.
Yes.
collaboration.
Still a better watch than the
Business,
Trump
so.
watch. Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, especially adjusted for value. I mean,
Yeah.
My purple people eater is a better value than the Trump watch.
correct.
I'm sending you the what's in the box video.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Oh man.
But there is some handguns in there.
Nope, we can't play it then.
No, I wouldn't play. Oh,
Okay, I need to fix it then. Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, we can't play it then.
What
Now
about
that you-
knives?
Kurt, now that you actually said it, I realize that the value that I have gotten spending the $49 that I spent on this at Ashford.com, actually $44 with the $5 coupon. Besides a much better value than the Trump watch, just for entertainment value alone, it's probably the best $45 I've ever spent.
Yeah, I mean, well, it depends. If you value entertainment more than self-loathing, yeah, you're totally right. I totally get that.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, just the I don't know. I'm sorry, I wasn't on the show for the Trump watch, and that's just awesome. That's hilarious.
It's kind of weird that Christopher Ward puts out something like this because, it's not like this is Studio Underdog or, Moser or one of those brands that seems to have like a huge sense of humor about itself. I don't think I've ever seen them put out anything that's kind of like, kitschy. And this is clearly kitschy. They just came out with that C60 Trident Luminaire just a week or so ago, and I mean that's like a serious dive watch.
I don't.
And then to follow it up with it.
There's something odd about this. Just the fact that the company is like, hey, you work at a company just like we work at a company, and it makes us feel like shit. So here's a watch for it. Like, I'm just like, there's something off about it, right? Like, it's not like one of us made it for ourselves, right? This is like a company. Is this what you think your employees act like? Right? I don't know. It's just weird.
It's the Dilbert watch.
Dilbert. Yeah, I'm saying it's the Dilbert. It's the Dilbert watch.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate everything about it. Absolutely hate it. I would rather have headlights than wear this watch.
Oh God, I think that would be impossible. By the way, for you to get, Kurt.
Correct, but just close. That's close.
Yeah.
We need that guy from Saturday Night Live. Today's hottest watch is the Desk Diver. It's got everything. Stupid Post-it notes, random colors, a loss of a will to live.
That's right.
Well, I got to say, when I first saw it, I thought, yeah, this is a really cute idea. I like the idea behind it. I wouldn't spend $1,400 for cute, as I think, Nate, you said. But I thought it was a neat watch. Now, if you do this for, kind of a lesser movement for $599, that'd be great. I might even go for that because it's just goofy enough to fit my personality.
It's already got a Solita SW200. How much less of a movement is a Swiss watch?
Well, put an NH35 in it.
They can't still have. Yeah, they can't do it and still say Swiss made on the dial.
That's true. They can't. They can't. But
so you'll get the $35 SW200.
And you'll like it.
Put a Ronda quartz in it.
True. You could. And it'd still be Swiss made.
All right. Edited it with no handguns.
Oh boy.
Did you do it like Steven Spielberg when he re-released E.T. and they're all just holding walkie-talkies?
Yes.
No, but there is like a weird expression on Brad Pitt's face where it's just like, and then Morgan Freeman's like, you'll see. We'll play it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, we will if I can figure out how to get it into the system because I have no idea how to do that.
I hope you can figure that out so my hard work is not undermined, okay? We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if I can figure out how to get it in there, so to speak.
Okay, Jesus.
We could just reenact it ourselves if Blake sends out the script, you know.
Great. I will send it to you on WhatsApp.
All right.
While you guys are doing that, I'm just continuing to scroll eBay for my next.
Oh Lord.
mistake.
So are you gonna are you gonna like spend money live on the stream when you find it?
I might, and you know what? If we hit 150 upvotes tonight, I'll buy a Hublot.
Oh no.
Wow. Well, no worries there.
Don't worry about that. We do have 51 right now. We're looking to get 60, so just 9 more, and we'll have a big unboxing for you tonight from
And
Nate.
Kurt's wearing his hat in honor of Blake's transition.
That's right. Well, no, this is the
It's got the purple on the bottom.
this is the outwad. This is not the transition colors. That's fine. I'm an ally of both.
Pink on there. Pink
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
fair. I like it. Whatever. Yes, just start creating troll accounts, y'all. Come on, it's easy.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
right.
everyone.
It's
time to create a troll account.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to do it.
Yeah. Don't make me log in as weak on my dick again.
Quick, somebody hack the system and allow for multiple upvotes for
Oh, God, yeah, that's right. I feel like that's overkill.
Hey, Julius Caesar says that he is creating more troll accounts right now.
There we go.
I, for one, would like to welcome the first emperor of Rome to our chat.
Nate, if
Man,
you
there's
want to
some
lessen
really
the
good. There's some really good Explorer 2s on this guy's website or eBay store.
Oh no.
if you want to lessen the blow, Nate, all you have to do is get that open heart watch that Duco showed us that his wife has. You could smooth things over a little bit with that if you can find it.
Don't. I have found that watch on eBay. I did show it to my wife and was told that is. I'm going to be kind because Duco's wife loves that watch, and I'm just going to say that it was not. It was not my wife's taste. I believe that her comment was, "I don't know why anybody who has been blessed with the gift of sight would want that."
Oh my god!
Oh goodness!
Ooh, ouch!
Yikes!
It wasn't the exact same watch. It was a similar one. It had the heart on it, but it did not have all of the diamonds and other fancy things that Duco's did.
If you click the brand on the right side of StreamYard and then go down to video clips, and then at the very bottom you should see add video clip.
Yeah, gotcha.
Live tech support as we are streaming.
That's right.
Do I want a dark side of the moon?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't. No.
I'm saving you a bunch of money right now. No.
I'm telling you, this Hublot Classic Fusion ceramic chronograph looks really good at this price.
I don't like the chronograph. Like, for whatever reason, the hands on the chronograph, because they're just like sword style hands, they just look cheap. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but
look, I'm only saying these watches because every time I've mentioned a bad watch on stream that I was thinking about getting, you all have convinced me that it's hideous, and therefore I've succumbed to peer pressure and not gotten it. Like that beautiful Jacques Dro that JJ convinced me looks like a snowman.
I'm sure that'll go real quick.
You have no idea how much I wanted that watch. And of course, this dealer has no Jacques Dro.
Does he have any Anne Ordain?
Ooh, probably not. He's only got about, let's see, Anne Ordain. If I can learn how to spell it, maybe I could find it.
It's like it sounds.
No Anne Ordain.
There's not a lot of Anne Ordain that pops up.
Very low production.
Yeah.
I actually found 4 anordains for sale on eBay the other day because I went just to look to see, and I was shocked. And they were like $5,000. Like they weren't super duper expensive like I thought they would be.
Huh. Look at that. There's actually more than there's. Hey, there's one.
Yeah.
There's an Anordain Fabrique Model G1 GMT with a purple dial for $1,975.
Oh, that's not bad.
In fact, there's 2 of them.
So we want to welcome Arch FM in. Recently copped a JJ Lecoute Polaris Faults. I love the Polaris. I think it's a great watch.
Yeah, awesome.
Fantastic watch. The only question that I have, or comment that I have, is amazing watch. Tell us the dial. Tell us whether or not you got it on a strap versus on a bracelet. And for the love of God, tell us you didn't pay retail. All I have to say. It's a great watch. I'm a huge JLC fan. I've made so many JLC bad decisions in my life, though.
Yeah, and these days paying, retail for any JLC is
bad,
difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at a pre-owned duometric chronograph, but I need to figure out how to pay for it.
There's always
you meet a very beautiful woman who's got a lot of money. Have her pay for it.
Yeah, the blue dial is absolutely fantastic. The one with no date, I assume.
And we are at 59 upvotes. We had 60, and then somebody pulled it. So 59 upvotes. One more. We got another unboxing. So let's go, folks.
That's what happens when I say that I might buy a Hublot.
Yeah, see, there you go. You killed it for yourself.
Look, we get to 150. I'm buying that fucker. I'll do. You know what? I'm telling you, when I'm on stream, the night that we hit 150 upvotes, I will share my screen and buy a Hublot on eBay.
Only if you show your credit card number.
Nope. No credit card, just PayPal.
And Arch says he did buy it straight from the boutique. Uh-oh.
That's fine.
That's all right. As long as you love it.
Yeah, don't sell it. Right?
Yeah, that's right. If you never sell it, you never lose money, right?
Well, the truth is, I don't know. And I'm not one of these people, but there's something cool about having your name on the card, right? Even though you don't technically get your name on the card, but yeah, having you be able to own it.
That 8-year warranty, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, I just paid close to retail for an IWC at an authorized dealer. And it was neat having the name on the card. Did we just get 60?
We got 63, and we want to thank your friend Mikey for the $2 super chat and his upvote as well. Thank you, Mikey. We appreciate you helping us get to 63 upvotes. We have more upvotes than we have watching live, which is very cool. I think that's fantastic. I love it.
There's nothing weird about that.
Did you get the video figured out? Because it's an appropriate time to show it.
We've got multiple troll accounts, including multiple Roman leaders, including Julius Caesar and Marcus Aurelius. You're that's really cool. Good for Marcus for showing up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great.
But where's Claudius?
Yeah, Claudius and Nero's downvoting. No.
No, Brutus was the one that downvoted.
So we getting the video, Robert?
I'm working on it.
All right.
Let's hold the unboxing.
We'll keep vamping for a minute if you can get it.
Yeah.
Keep vamping. I'm.
Oh my gosh. So
now.
Speaking of Hublot, I had to.
Nobody was speaking of Hublot.
30 upvotes.
That's
I lost half of them.
No, I actually had a few business discussions with Beaver way back when he took over at Hublot about a material science problem they were having with a crazy new alloy they wanted to use.
That sounds right.
What was the alloy?
It was a magnesium-based alloy. They wanted to come out with a watch that used magnesium, but not magnesium oxide. And at the time, I worked at the Stanford Research Institute, and we had a department that did that kind of stuff. But they managed to solve the problem before they entered into serious negotiations with us. So I experienced the Beaver marketing aura.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell us that they were trying to make a watch out of literal feces.
That's coming next.
So then you could say it was a real shit watch, it just...
What was so for the Classic Fusion, they used to make them out of some type of material before they started doing titanium. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What was I'm trying to think of the material.
I don't remember.
Nate, any idea? So
No
now,
clue.
God, it was something weird. It was something super. Okay, let me look it up. Now I'm like on a hellbent thing.
Well, while you're looking it up, we have the video. If this video sucks or gets us demonetized, blame Blake.
There's no guns. There's no guns. There's some
No
cuss words.
All
And
right.
there's a knife.
Here we go. There's a knife.
Yeah, I mean, you open the box with a knife.
Oh, okay.
All right, well,
We'll see what's in the box.
What do you guys think, boys?
go for it.
Let's roll
Go
it.
for it. All right, here we go.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? Not until you give me the what's gun. In the fucking box? Give me the gun.
He just told you.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's a Hublot. Hublot.
I was thinking
There
of putting a
we
few
go.
watch logos like Bell and Ross and Hublot and a few other things like reminding me of, where he's like, oh God.
Oh,
you
God.
You have
I
a
can
job
add that here.
You have a job between now and Tuesday, Blake.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll
Don't
see.
let us down.
So we've got Trap Vision with $3. Here's for the unboxing. Thank you so much, Travis. We appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in this evening. So let's see what you got there in the box.
Let's see it.
Do it.
All right.
No.
Jesus Christ.
It is a creamy white box. If anybody can sort of see that, and the color is decent.
Yep.
And
Daniel Wellington? No.
Pretty close.
That's like
Rolex.
it's actually a Hallmark watch. That's actually a Hallmark.
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay.
When you deserve the very best.
As my daughter said when she was little, that's a Budweiser watch.
So the real question will be whether or not, as the founder of the Dropped Watch Society, I drop this one. If I do, if I do, you'll never see me again, frankly. So,
Oh, God, please
it
drop
is.
the watch.
Oh God, please drop it. Let's drop it.
I'm
Oh
just-
my God.
It is a Rolex. It is a Rolex in case anybody wants to know the size, in a large box. If that gives anybody a hint.
It's going to be great when he pulls a Casio out of this.
I'm guessing a platinum something.
Not yet. I'm saving the platinum for my 55th birthday if I make it that long.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Come on, drop it. Drop it. Come on.
Oh, Lord.
Turn the box around, Nate. Take it out.
Is the watch secure in there? Are you sure?
Yeah.
The watch is very secure in there.
Beautiful.
Is that the
so-
chocolate dial?
This is the rose gold chocolate dial Sky Dweller.
Nice.
Wow. That is gorgeous.
I have been
I
looking
know
for
the
one of
Sky
these
Dweller
for...
gets a bad name, but like I love the Sky Dweller. I don't know what it is about it, but I like it.
No, it's great. It's just kind of
Yeah.
weird. I mean, engineering wise, it's strange,
Yeah.
but it's really cool.
Yeah, it's I've had a two-tone Sky Dweller before, but
Okay.
oh look, now it's actually getting the right coloring. I have been looking for thanks, Bubba. I've been looking specifically for this dial. I absolutely love the Arabic numerals. It was discontinued a couple of years ago. And I just love the way the Arabics look, the radially arrayed Arabics on Rolex watches. I love them on the day dates, love them on the date just. And when I saw this one, especially with the chocolate dial, DP, this is a 2016, according to the card that fell out a minute ago, and came with everything from the tags to. Yep, it is their most complicated watch ever. It's got the manuals, the card, and what's great is, considering, the funny business that actually happens out there in the Rolex world in the pre-owned market with people changing dials and whatnot. What's great is this is from the time when the card actually showed the dial type. So it's got a card that matches the reference, that matches it says chocolate Arabic, and came with a white tag. So no funny business. This is all tried and true, straight up chocolate dial with the Arabics, like the way it came out of the factory. And I've been holding off really wearing this thing, so I will spend a minute not dropping it and slowly take these tags off and throw this sucker on and do a wrist shot.
Mr. Moldy Cheesecake.
Yes.
Mr. Moldy Cheesecake, indeed.
Yeah, that's what Dr.
Bob
Bob
said.
said.
Yeah, show it to the camera, yeah. Yeah,
There
if you
we
get
go.
out of the picture, it's way better.
Thanks a lot.
In fact, like if you could just like take it off and then just put it on back in the box and then lean the box, that's fine. Looks awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Watching rose gold is just so good.
It fits you so well too. How big are your wrists?
About 7 3/4, 7.5 to 7 3/4.
Lucky.
So the Rolex.
That's awesome. That looks like a date
Yeah.
just from you. God. Sorry, that
Well,
wasn't.
you know what it is. It's the fact that the wrist has 2 dimensions, and as a result.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's not the girth, right? Sorry, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
So all I know is that I had gotten my 50th birthday watch was the Date 840 yellow gold black dial sunburst with the diamond markers, the baguettes, and I got that from the AD. Even though actually I think it's still selling for over retail on the secondary, but had waited for a good solid year from my authorized dealer for that one, and that I thought that was the be all end all Rolex. And this one popped up in a Moda auction. So I will put my money where my mouth is when it comes to buying on Moda. Bought it. I won it in an auction for a very good price, and was delivered to me within 48 hours. And actually, from a dealer where payment was not due until after the watch arrived. So I wired the money the day that the watch came. I traded my two-tone towards this and paid the rest on receipt. So just another positive Moda online experience.
Man, that's a fantastic watch. Congratulations.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There's only one thing to do. There's only one thing to do now, and that's start scoping out a platinum Daytona.
Oh God. Yeah.
The plateau.
So when will you turn 55?
5 more years.
5 years. That's right, because you just turned 50 not
That's
too
right.
long ago. So
All of
And
you
the way
guys are just kids.
well,
Yeah,
except
and
me.
the way that Rolex prices are
I'm
going
older
right now.
than you, Robert.
Yeah. So how old are you, Mitch?
All right, great.
68.
Yep, you are.
Yeah.
I'll be 62 in a couple of months. So
So I expect I'll be able to get the Platinum Daytona for a very good price by the time it's time for me to get it, which could be, when I'm 55, or it could be next week. I don't really know. And going back to, I think going back to Mitch's comment before, in terms of other things that we collect and the disturbed nature of the whole concept of collecting. This is the wedding band that I've had for 25 years since I got married.
Mm-hmm.
It is in white gold, but I have rose gold watches and yellow gold watches. So I won't say that I have a yellow gold wedding band and a rose gold wedding band that I will wear with, depending on which watch and which cufflinks are on. I'm not going to say that I have that.
That's fine. That's cool. Actually.
even
That's
though
cool.
you do,
I'm
you're
not
not
gonna
going to
say I
say
have
it.
Hey, that's cool with me, man. You've been married a while. You probably wouldn't have made the same choices of wedding band. I don't know.
Somebody
I
made
know a
the
few
ridiculous
people that do
comment.
that, though.
Why
They
don't
match
you?
it to their watch.
Someone said to me, Nathaniel, why don't you just go get one of those Cartier wedding bands that has the rose, yellow, and white?
Yeah.
But I'm like, but this way I have a rose, yellow, and white. This amplifier goes to 11.
So Von Krull says, I'm not even sure I'm a collector for really being strict about the definition. Definitely a watch nerd anyway. I think we're all
I
watch
think you
nerds.
Yeah,
And
I think you could be a collector with one watch.
yeah,
You can be an enthusiast. You can be a collector.
Yeah, there are some folks who get really tied up in knots about the definition of a collector. Some go far as to say you need to have an organizing focus and to sort of dig deep into, a brand or a type of watch or whatever. And there are other people who basically say, yeah, you like watches. You're going to have more than one, maybe, then you're a collector. So it's all over the map.
yeah, and I mean, you don't have to own a watch to appreciate it.
No, that's true.
I mean, I love Nate's new watch. I will probably never own that watch. I love it. I like to look at it. I appreciate it. I don't have to own it to like it, or I don't have to own it to appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy to lend it to you, Robert.
Oh, okay. I'll give you my address. It'll be a long-term lend. Like, when I die, you can get it back.
Nate,
I
did you
wasn't gonna
check
go with
under
the
the
life
bed
estate.
behind you to see if you didn't already have one underneath there?
I did, in fact, check. I went through all the boxes in the closet to make sure there was not another one in there. But you joke about that, Robert. I actually have friends in my watch collecting group that people. One of them was very interested in my Breguet 7057. Just didn't know whether or not he wanted to buy it or not. So it's like, here, take it for a couple weeks, put it on wrist, see if you enjoy it, and then decide if you want to keep it. There have been some that I've given, and vice versa, some that have been given to me from the group. I mean, honestly, it's in terms of strictly being a collector. I don't believe in gatekeeping on any of this crap. If you enjoy watches, you're an enthusiast, and as far as I'm concerned, you have a $20 Timex. You're as much a collector as anybody else is. Yeah. Find a group of 5 or 10 other mental defects like we all are, and hang out with them as often as you can, and you will wind up having on your wrist probably some really cool things over the time that you're collecting.
Yeah,
and it's a blast.
Yeah. We want to thank for the $2 super chat, Penny Stock Billionaire Gang, but we don't do business in here. So I did want to thank you, though, for your super chat, and we appreciate it. And we have Iron Man Tariq joining us.
All right.
What's
Thank
going
you
on,
so
guys?
much.
How you doing?
All right.
Hey, brother.
How's it going, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Cool.
So are you going? Are you going to watch collectors aholics there or something? Since you say hello,
Watch
my name
Collectors
is Tariq.
Anonymous.
Yeah, I'm a watch addict. Yeah.
I am not anonymous about it at all. I own that.
Yeah. $10
Watch collectors
from Madman. We
not
thank you very
anonymous.
much. Great unboxings on the show today, all. I've been in and out with work, but much appreciated. Very glad to hear Ryan is okay and recovering. Happy birthday, Thomas. Marcelo, this is your birthday money. He won't get it, but we're happy that you said it.
Oh, jeez.
Madman,
But-
by the way, your photo on YouTube of that I think it's the two-tone racing of if anybody remembers from the Archie days, the Maserati blue two-tone Daytona. It's a fantastic watch, and one that I hope to have at some point.
Very good.
Which could be tomorrow.
It could be. You've been searching on eBay all night. Can't tell me you found one.
I did. I honestly, this guy has in his 10% off sale. He's got a couple of really nice Daytonas.
I feel like I got to go get my Hublot to inspire you to get a Hublot.
I don't know if inspire is the right word. One last thing about the market, by the way. Remember all those years that we've been told from the authorized dealers over the last few years, we don't discount. There's no more discounting at the authorized dealer. The biggest authorized dealers in the United States, the Watches of Switzerland group, is discounting both IWC and Hublot in the case. And again, whether or not you would joke about, well, of course they're discounting Hublot, who would pay full retail for a Hublot. For the last several years, you walk into Mayors or Watches of Switzerland, you are not getting a discount on anything. And they dropped 20% off of a whole case full of brand new IWCs. So I think that we're going to be going back to the time where many brands are going to be discounted at the office.
I haven't seen them do that at my Watch of Switzerland. Like, you'll go in there and you ask for a discount on something and they'll laugh at you, like straight to your face.
No, and it's not even asking. It's not even asking. We walked in over the weekend and they literally said, Nathaniel, this whole case of IWCs over here, they have two of them, but one of the cases, they're like, everything in here is 20% off. And oh, by the way, everything at Hublot, other than the one limited edition piece that they had, was 20% off.
What?
And I don't know whether they're trying to make the quarter or whatever on September 30th, but
What's the limited piece that wasn't discounted? What's a limited piece?
I'm sorry?
Was it the ceramic? What was the limited piece? Was it that ceramic Hublot or something? I can't imagine it.
It was some like very large. I mean, it was Hublot. It was like some very large, gaudy watch, which I'm sure narrows the list of Hublots for you.
When I lived in New York, I had a very close relationship with a very famous authorized dealer, and this was back in the mid 2000s, and I would routinely get 15 to 30% off just about everything at that time except Panerai, believe it or not. I was visiting New York back about 6 months ago, and so I stopped by to say hi to my old pals and was told that one of the major reasons why discounting has become much less common is that the watch dealers have basically cut the margins they allow to the authorized dealers.
This is true, and I actually saw this like at my AAD when we were going through a price increase obviously they suggest the price to us, but they took the margins away from us and they said, suck it, like, too bad. Like, you're going to have to deal with it,
Yeah.
So it has happened, and that is true. But, and then the last, I think I was working there like 2 years ago, but we had 2 Omega or 3 Omega or 3 Swatch Group price increases. And one of them, our margin stayed the same, but the price increased to Omega. And then one of them, they kept the price the same. This was before, but they just said, hey, we're taking profits away from you, or something like that, I heard.
The other trick is that a lot of brands that are opening boutiques have stopped sending in some cases, they close out the ADs, period. But in the cases where the ADs still can sell whatever, the manufacturers do not send any of the desirable pieces to the AD.
Let me stop you right there, and let's take a moment really quick to thank White Glove Cigars, excuse me, who are one of our sponsors of the channel, and still available, the deal from Friday night of the Padron Friday. So if you want to go grab that, check out the link in our chat. It is still available. Discount code $40 off Padron. That is case sensitive, so you have to type it exactly like it is there in the chat, and support our channel sponsor, Leaf Cigar. We also want to thank our other channel sponsor, Marco and Berdines. Of course, if you are looking for a luxury watch, you can get a hold of Watch Marco on Instagram. Just go to that Instagram, follow it, and you can message him. Also in his description of the channel is all of his contact information. So you can talk to Marco from Berdines if you are looking for your next luxury watch. So anyway, you guys continue, please.
Yeah, to your point, that's exactly what happened with my Vacheron, the 4500, the overseas. I was getting it from an authorized dealer, and he had to give me my deposit back because he said Vacheron is just not selling this to us anymore. You have to get it from boutique only. Yeah. So I had to go the boutique route, So it's the desirable ones that they're.
JLC is doing it with the Polaris.
Yeah,
you can't get a Polaris at a non-boutique anymore.
Same. Omega's using their white dial speedies like that too, because my friend works at a Watch of Switzerland Omega boutique, and they're not getting any white dial speedies. Like, they got them when they first came out, and then I walked into a corporate Swatch boutique, and they had 8 of them available.
Yeah,
and there was one left, and it was broken. So they had to send it back. But but anyway,
so are they just getting rid of the AD market, or like they're just making it difficult for the ADs to make money?
I think you see this with Rolex, right? Like, Rolex and Watch of Switzerland, there was some supply chain conflicts, I guess, like where Watch of Switzerland was getting less precious metal pieces or something, or vice versa, that they announced on Watch Pro like last year. And I think that these brands are kind of trying to use this to kind of steer their customers, right? Where they're like, oh, boutique exclusives, oh, they're going to go here, or the really hot desirable pieces, oh, they're going to go here, and you can only get them. They're kind of like swaying how they control their customers.
Yeah, and a lot of these, these deals where the manufacturers are not selling the popular watches to the ADs is a precursor to them not selling anything to the AD, closing them all down in favor of boutiques.
Yeah, and like Audemars Piguet did the same thing. They've peeled out of a bunch of ADs and just opened up a brick and mortar right next door. And I don't think that's really worked out well for them, to be honest. There was one in East Hampton, and they stayed open for maybe like a year or two, and they just shut down. Nobody was buying anything from them.
Do you know why brands are doing this? I'm curious to see why you guys think brands are doing this.
I think the primary motivation is money. If you buy a watch at a boutique, the
Kinda.
the
Exclusivity,
brand
cut
doesn't
out the
have to,
middleman.
yeah, the brand doesn't have to share any of the money.
That is one
I
reason,
know.
but the
I know that during COVID, because they couldn't satiate the crowds with what they wanted, because it was just a rush on it. um 80s really made a bad name for people like Rolex. I think Rolex, when they started to hear some of the stories coming back, they were upset from what it sounded like. And because they never wanted that to happen to their customers. Like, they don't want to turn people away. They want to make watches for people. Like, they're there to sell watches, not tell people they can't have them, you know?
you said it, but indirectly. So let's just say, for example, I go buy a watch from a multi-brand boutique that sells every brand under the moon, Watch of Switzerland, whatever. If I buy an IWC from Watch of Switzerland, I am not an IWC customer. I'm a Watch of Switzerland customer. So the long-term residual value of that customer increases, right? If they open a boutique, then they own the customer. They own that customer data, right? They own that profile. And then in the long run, can get more money from them in services or bundling or straps or what, you know what I mean? Customer ownership is the biggest reason.
And we will tell you that we will have a race coming up tonight. So in about 10 minutes from now, if you want to get in the race, here is your 10-minute warning, although we don't usually do that. But since there was a question of whether we would have a race or not, we will have one. So get your super chats, your member chats. If you want to join the channel, all of that will get you in, and we'll pick a couple of people from chat to get in there for free. So if you haven't super chatted yet, member chatted, all of that stuff, join the channel. Please feel free to do so in the next 10 minutes, and we will get you in the race at the end of the show.
One of the interesting byproducts of this phenomena we've just been discussing is that a lot, if not most, of the big, well-known authorized dealers have been getting much more involved with selling independents or watch lines that are not the super big.
That's because a lot of the shop-in-shop models, the Swatch Group brands don't want to be there with the Richemont brand.
Yeah.
So you'll start to see Richemont boutiques, like at least here in Vegas. It's all Richemont brands. They're all Swatch Group, right? And we had one that was all Richemont and one that was all Swatch Group. The all Swatch Group one closed down, obviously. Yeah. But anyways, so they don't want to be next to each other. And then so that leaves a lot of real estate for them to fill. Or Moser will step in, or insert another brand here, Jacob & Co. or Resins, or
Yeah. Chapek, Gernfeld, I mean,
Jubal Forsey,
yeah.
They'll all step in. They'll take that real estate that because IWC is opening on boutiques and Panerai is doing that, and so.
And you go into Watches of Switzerland and you start to see what you would originally have thought of as boutique brands, the very small independents like the Speak Marins and things like that suddenly start showing up at a Watches of Switzerland, and you're like, wait a second, you have hundreds of doors around the world, Watches of Switzerland. You're taking a brand that makes 600, 700 watches a year max. What do you clearly don't have them in all of your stores. Are you able to get them at all the stores? Are you able to order one if I walk into
They only put those in the high traffic and high productivity stores. So like, for example, they'll put one in the big flagship in London. There's one big flagship in New York, and there's one here where they have the artisanal brands. And they also have like a hybrid setup with analog shift too. So if you saw in your boutique those bespoke brands, you probably have a little analog shift section as well.
Yep, I started to see a small pre-owned section, not CPO Rolex, but
analog
my
shift. Curated,
yeah
curated.
my mayors in Boca Raton, which I've had a long-standing relationship with, and they've been fantastic to me on Rolex, and frankly, it's the only reason that I would buy an IWC or a Tudor close to retail is they've been good to me over the years. And so my salesperson who's been there forever and a day. But you know what? They brought Speak Marin in there. And then they also have from time to time, and then they also, I was in there this weekend, they had like one Longa, one, they've had a very interesting 3712 Patek in there, which is extremely rare reference. And a couple of other very cool pre-owned watches in one particular case. So that's your analog shift that they now own.
They have some cool stuff. They get some really rare pieces, but they're all so expensive.
Yeah.
Like in my experience, but it's what it is. That's just the name of the game. Do they have Doxa at your mayors?
No.
Really?
No Doxa. My mayors, which again, fabulous people, great store. If you're ever in Boca Raton, definitely go there. They are Hublot, Ulysses Nardin, Omega, Tudor, IWC, Grand Seiko, and Rolex.
Huh.
And I assume that the all Swatch Group store that you were talking about, was that like a Tourbillon?
It was a Tourbillon. They closed down.
Yeah. That was a great boutique. They had one in the Design District in Miami for years. And when it was the only place, I mean, like, where the hell else am I going to go see a jacket?
Well, yeah. So at least the one here, I think, first of all, the location was wrong because it was at the shops at Crystals, which is it doesn't have a lot of high traffic. It's not a high traffic area, at least in Vegas. And then you had one corner which is Flick Flack, and then you have fucking Jackie Dro over there, and it's like, okay, you've got the swatches, and then you've got the old, and it just created an awkward vibe, because, and if you look at like the Watch of Switzerland here, like they're clearly targeting higher dollar consumers, like you don't see like the cheapest watch you see in there is like a Tudor, $3,000, so.
And here in St. Louis, we have nothing. Almost.
You have the Gateway Arc.
The Arch, yeah, but that's not watches. They're like two ADs. They both sell Rolex and Tudor. One's got Breitling and Grand Seiko in addition. The other one has IWC and one other that I forget, and that's it.
Wow.
Austin's about to blow up, I think, because Zadok's coming, and that's going to be crazy. So
I feel spoiled.
About to blow up.
Austin's just about to get a bunch of watches, I think, because like we have a Ben Bridge, which has been kind of dying out, if I'm honest, and then we have like one jewelry store that's been, it's like multi-generational, isn't it, Robert?
Yeah.
Corman's been
yeah.
Russell Corman's been around forever. But they have like 20 brands now. It's getting out of control how big they're getting. But then we're also getting Zadok, which is the Houston-based like big conglomerate, basically. So not conglomerate, but they're like the big Houston jeweler. So they're coming to Austin too. So it's about to get pretty big. We've got an Hublot boutique at the moment, and then a Breitling and an Omega boutique. So
yeah, except that the Omega are they ever going to open?
No, I think they're just going to keep thinking about it.
Yeah,
it's a corporate boutique.
Yeah.
I forgot we do have an Omega boutique. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we want to thank the ghost of Yiddish Gambino, $2. First time I've unboxed and not dropped the watch. Congratulations.
I wonder how well an Omega boutique will do in a city like Austin.
Oh, like yeah. There's a lot of money in Austin, especially that kind of money. Like Omega money is definitely Austin.
I mean, yeah, I understand that, but a lot of people travel at least once a year. You know, they'll go to New York, they'll go to Miami, they'll go to Vegas, and you know, people usually buy watch. It's crazy. Like when I had customers at the dealer, like I had customers that weren't even buying watches at home. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm in Vegas. I'm just gonna buy a watch. I'm in Vegas." You know, or they didn't have a dealer in their city. You know, like they had boutiques, but they didn't buy watches in their city. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but it seems like a lot of people are building relationships outside of their own city, you know.
But I will also say to that point, Austin is also a tourist destination.
Indeed.
You know, and so we're going to get some of what you're talking about. And where these boutiques are located is, if you want to do high-end shopping while you're visiting Austin, this is the one place you go. And which is
go to a soccer game.
The Domain. Yeah. And then you can go to a soccer game across the street.
A lot of the tech sector is moving to Austin, isn't it? So you're gonna have a bunch of Zuckerberg.
It's been here for a while,
Oh yeah, like the largest Apple presence outside of California is in Austin. And,
you
know, we make like.
So you're gonna have the
Samsung chips.
You're gonna have
in Austin.
you have the Tesla opened up their huge factory over there too by the airport.
I think it's just a lot of it's a lot of middle management money, right? Like middle management money that's like Omega's sweet spot, right? If you have middle management money, you're going to, and you want to watch, you buy an Omega.
Or Breitling.
Or Breitling. Rolex. Yeah, Breitling, I don't always I like Breitling the brand. I don't understand them. But Rolex, I think even like Rolex, there's going to be like, I mean, like Austin, to give you an idea of like how high end Austin can be. Like I remember like a couple of years ago talking about how like you could only get the blue dial Vacheron at boutiques. And I told multiple people, they didn't believe me. I'm like, no, there's the AD in Austin can definitely get them, because there are enough rich people in Austin where like if Michael Dell wants the blue Vacheron, they're just going to give it to him, right? Like the founder of Dell.
A lot of those boutique only pieces, they'll be consigned. You know, so there's two different types of dealers. There's dealers that do asset pieces, and there's dealers that do memo pieces. So asset is obviously something they've purchased, and they'll usually purchase it so that way they can have more margins on it, or discount it, or do whatever, right? You know, give them, I don't know, overhead. Or you have pieces that are super rare, that are memo pieces, where a brand will say, here, you take this, and it's a limited edition. We're only producing X amount of them. This is going to be a memo piece, and you cannot buy this from us. So let's just say, for example, you walk into a boutique in XYZ, wherever, and you say, hey, I want this blue dial Vacheron. They can actually transfer it from another boutique, or the brand can buy it, can shift that piece around. And a lot of times what they do for pieces that don't sell, they'll literally just have them on a rotational cycle where it'll be 1 month at this boutique, 1 month at that boutique, 1 month at that boutique. And then when a customer from Austin inquires about it and there's a for sure buyer, they'll transfer it in, you know?
We want to thank Tariq for his $2 super chat. Congrats on the NWAs, guys. We do appreciate that. And also, $10 super chat from AB. One of the good things about living in Orange County, California, is that I am close to South Coast Plaza, excuse me, which has all the boutiques and ADs. I look forward to semi-monthly pilgrimages.
See, that's cool for like experiencing the watches, but honestly now it's getting to the point where like being close to ADs isn't even that useful anymore, right? Like you'd have to want a specific watch or like a specific Rolex that's still going over retail on the secondary market, right? Like we kind of go full circle here. It's like, well, there's no point. The point of going to those now is just to try on watches anymore.
That's it. I admire a watch online. I go and try it on, and then probably buy it from Joma Shop later on.
Well, there is.
Let me get to this super chat first. We'll also give you the 2-minute warning for the race. If you want in the race, get those super chats, member chats, join the channel. All of those things work, and we're going to have a race here in a couple of minutes. Ryan Hofre, $5. Your peer class in Hart Robert Wood, and it's an honor to know you. Nurses treated me like a celebrity. Next gen airbag tech saved my life. We're glad that your life was saved. We're glad that you're getting better, and we are glad that you joined us this evening from either your home or your hospital bed. I'm still not sure where you are, but thank you very much for being here with us tonight.
And
Go
allow
ahead,
me to
Blake.
say, I'm sure there was no coincidence to the fact that Robert Wood interrupted everybody else's conversation for a super chat that started out with "your pure class and heart," Robert.
That's absolutely correct.
I did just want to say the other flip side of having a local boutique is you actually get like events. Like boutiques are really adamant about connecting with their customers, bringing events in. Having leadership team from Omega or wherever, Breitling, or watchmaking courses, or they all do that because it's all about engaging their customer. And a lot of these brands are trying to figure out how they can engage their customers, and that's how they're doing it. So
that's a very good point.
Disagree. And having one at your local, and a lot of times too, like I won't get a call about a Rolex, but I'll just go into the Rolex boutique and it'll be sitting there in the case. And within the past 2 weeks, I've seen 2 Explorer 140s in the case, and I could have saved Duco some money, but it's just you go in there and you get to that side of it, right? So the events are awesome, though. The events are awesome.
Yeah,
guys, I gotta take off a bit early, so.
No problem, Mitch, man. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it,
Mitch.
See you soon.
Hey, buddy.
Bye-bye.
But yeah,
I do have an interesting I have an interesting anecdote. So the Vacheron, the 56 on the bracelet specifically, is supposed to be boutique only. But I have heard of ADs being able to get the bracelet, even though it's supposed to be boutique only. I guess maybe it's not that important to them, or is that they don't feel like it deserves to be that exclusive. I don't know how they're able to do that. What you got any theories?
I think it's just actually the watch market. Back when they set these rules, right? We're talking about like the hype of the market, right?
Yeah.
And I think things are flipping up. They're learning these practices aren't really helping them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not? Why not offer it on a bracelet? Nobody gives a shit about going to the boutique to get that on a bracelet, so they're just like, okay. And a lot of times you see these watch brands silently kind of backpedal, right? Where they'll release something and it'll be like look at Swatch, right? Like you can only go to the boutique and get the moon swatches, right? And you had these stupid lines, and then it blew up in their face, and now you can buy them on the internet.
Online,
But silently they put them on the internet. They didn't put out a press release, I don't think. They just were like, here you go. So a lot of these brands have counterproductive measures, and they use that kind of like the same thing that we talked about with Omega, trying to drive traffic to their boutiques versus like third-party boutiques with these weird little like sales tactics because they think it's going to work. And then when it doesn't work, it just blows up in their face, and they're just like, all right, fuck it, whatever,
Yeah, it's like interesting with the IWC Ingenieur, it took like a year before they made it to ADs, but they eventually did, right? Like,
Yep. And then you can only get the blue one, or the same thing if you look at the woodland or the whatever, or the white, the all white with the black chronograph. I think it was the woodland, or the like Mojave or whatever it is. I don't know what it was.
And it's crazy because I think it just pisses off the ADs too, right? Like that would piss me off.
It does. Sure. It does. I mean, it was so annoying when Tudor did this with the Pelagos 39. I remember specifically Pelagos 39. That watch had just came out, and I was trying or the 37, the Black Bay 54 or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I was trying so hard to get those for my customers, but we just couldn't get them, because they had these weird little priorities that are like, oh, these boutiques get them, those don't. And I was literally like, it was just so frustrating, for the first, I'd say like year after that release, and maybe like 6 or 7 months, especially the Pelagos 39, because that was one that everybody wanted, and then it's just stupid that they play these little games, because they feel like they can, because they want direct their customers, right, to here or there, you know. Going back to that thing where the customer ownership is the most important thing, you know. You know, they want to own you as a customer instead of you buying it from Watch of Switzerland. You're a Watch of Switzerland customer. You're not an IWC customer or a Vacheron customer. You are a Watch of Switzerland customer. So they just want to own you, you know, and that's one way that they do it. So
as a small business owner myself, like the most valuable thing I have is my mailing list.
Exactly.
It's data.
Your customer data is, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's everything.
I mean, look at like some of the biggest companies in the world. They're built on data, like Facebook, right? Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, like that was really kind of the pivotal point where companies saw that they could use data to profit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, off your personal data. So yeah.
Very good. I think we are ready to race. We'll add a couple here.
Let's add Cap.
Let's add Cap just for the heck of it. And let's add Julius Caesar because he was very into the chat this evening.
Yeah.
So Julius Caesar is on there as well. So once those are, we're doing dragons this evening. All right.
Fancy.
We'll get that. We'll get everything shuffled, and here we go. Everybody even so far. Nobody taking the lead. Maybe a little quick lead for Julius Caesar and also Madman. It looks like he is in the lead right now, which of course we know is bad.
Yeah. It's
Looks
true,
like
though.
Tariq is making a move, as well as our boy Trap Vision 3D. Uncle Mikey also starting move. Madman, though, is really extending that lead. So we'll see. But here comes Captain.
Oh.
Here comes Cap with 9.
Here comes Cap.
6.
He's going to get it.
Look at that.
He wins without even being here.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
I feel like I had a weird little assist in that because I suggested his name.
Yeah.
Come in.
Rigged.
So
Rigged.
It's all your fault.
2 out of
come
3
on,
weeks. Rigged.
How am I rigging it? How am I rigging it?
No,
I
I'm
don't even
just
know how to
kidding.
run the
I'm
race.
just kidding.
I figured here's my philosophy. If we added him to the race and he never wins, there's no point. You know what I mean? It's just like for entertainment value.
Yeah.
And then
This is true.
sure enough.
And then you screwed
You
it
know?
up.
Yeah, see, look, everybody wants Captain to win, I think.
There you
So
go, Bubba.
Yep.
Justice for Captain.
Yep.
That's right.
There we go.
Justice for Cap.
Well, that is
Did the Jets win? Is that what's happening?
No,
that
they
is
definitely
his
did not.
second win of the month.
That's
which
crazy.
means he is going to get 2 entries into the end of the month race. So he might win that one too.
Oh, God.
He
Oh,
almost
my
won a
Lord.
third one at one point too. Like last week, he almost won a third one.
Yeah.
And he was super close, and somebody came in at the very end and won, but we thought he might win again.
Well, I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us for this Sunday Fun Day. And we will be back on Tuesday night. I have no idea yet what we're talking about, but we hope that you'll join us. Oh, I do? What are we talking about?
It.
Oh, well, what are we talking about? Because I forgot.
The watch draft. The watch draft.
Okay, the watch draft. We're doing a watch draft. I have no idea how that works, but I'll figure it out before Tuesday.
Yes, you will.
Better than the idea that I had in the chat today.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, we can do that too.
We're
we'll
stealing.
have fun.
We're stealing everybody's ideas because, that's just the way it goes. And we want to thank everybody for being here. Of course, Nate with his unboxing and Blake with his unboxing. We thank Jen for being here. We thank Kurt for being here. We thank Mitch for being here earlier. And we thank Tariq as well. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we are very happy to have had all of you in the chat tonight. And we'll close it out with the latest from Mr. GMT, our other channel sponsor. And you all have a great week ahead. We'll see you next time.
Can't beat my meat. Awesome homemade Greek style food. Come and get it. Our awesome gyros. Come and get it. Our big breakfast. Come and get it. Our Wednesday special charcoal pork shifty and souvlaki. Come and get it. Our Thursday special cabbage roll day. Come and get it. And our biggest seller, souvla day. Tuesday, Friday. Come and get it. And don't forget, in 2024, come and get it and you won't regret it. Opa!